Ah, tea time.
Welcome everybody! Souldin of the Grin Brothers here, and it's time for another episode of Tea Time. And as unsurprisingly as what the majority of tea times have been as of late, when they rarely pop up, this is a reactionary tea time. A new Nintendo Direct sprung up, and with good fortune, it sprung up during the time where I'm not actually at work. I've instead been applying for jobs one after the other, hopeful that I'll be able to get one before I have to go back onto the building site. So yeah, I'm hopeful. I've got like some tea jobs coming up. So speaking of tea, actually wait, no, let's. Okay, so yeah, as you know, this is a Nintendo Direct reaction. It might be quite obvious on screen unless I've covered it up with the tea time artwork sort of thing. This is apparently taking place just before the Tokyo Game Show. Quite surprised Nintendo hosted one. I figured it'd be actually, they'd just like reveal some stuff at the Tokyo Game Show. Not sure what to actually expect from this. I'm expecting, well, mostly Japanese focused stuff. Maybe a bit of info on Metroid Dread, because they seem to be dumping a lot of info on Metroid Dread and trying to hype it up for a lot of new players. Even though the stuff they are spoiling in their trailers is kind of annoying some Metroid fans from what I hear. There's been a lot of people saying, please don't spoil things with Metroid related videos. Anyway, today's tea that I have with me, because I have a tea to taste, because Wittard was having like its, I think it's 185th year anniversary, or like, well, 155. I have a bag here somewhere, but it's over there. I can't quite see it. I'll put the correct number on screen quickly. Yeah, so I got myself a tea there the other day. Chelsea Breakfast, a black tea with a brew time of 3 to 5 minutes. Brand Wittard's, and information: a full-bodied and rich tea, good purely as black when brewed shortly, or good with milk when brewed longer. A stronger Chelsea variant of the classic English breakfast. I've brewed mine a bit stronger, got it with milk. 18. I look for trying to. Oh, yeah, age warning. So I kind of expect probably like a smash hint, sort of like probably a smash reveal, and then the a character trailer at a later date. This could be it. Or Monster Hunter DLC. Yep, just Monster Hunter related stuff. Okay. Oh, more expansion to Monster Hunter Rise. I'm assuming this might be like the equivalent to the Iceborne for Monster Hunter Worlds. Oh, soon. Oh no, not soon. It's next year. I do miss having like the head of Nintendo of Europe involved in these. I'm watching from the Nintendo UK one, so if there is a case of it being a UK variant, then I should get the UK variant. I don't think they actually do variants anymore, to my knowledge. Well, they may just do Japanese only variants, because I know sometimes the games do differ. I do miss, what is it, Shibata? Honestly, it looks like something that takes place in Castlevania. Kind of interesting, Dark Souls, something kind of interesting, actually to be able to do a Monster Hunter in like a castle environment. Very Western, so very European sort of flavour to it compared to the very heavily Asian theme they've got going on Monster Hunter Rise.
Several other boards make their return.
Oh, they can use the Gamecube entries. It's been so long since I've played the other Mario Parties that I wouldn't actually remember the boards in them. Mario Party 3 was my favourite, but I also like Mario Party 5. Oh, that is playable, it's cool. Yeah, I've got my Pie game for the year. Like Mario Party, this would have been, this had my interest, but then the WarioWare game came out, which I had a lot of fun with. Still kind of playing it, but probably not as frequently. Yes, Mario Party Superstars, the perfect Halloween game. Because I know Nintendo does have a couple card game series that have never like whatever into the approach. Rocklisting manufacturing over here, yet only cares only for the reward. Interesting. Oh, it's adorable! Oh, okay, Square Enix game. Voice of cards, the Island Dragon Rules. Huh. I do like my card games, though I don't think this is a very traditional card game.
And environments in this fresh take on
it looks kind of SRPG-esque to a degree.
In turn-based card battles.
Oh, see? Certainly looks like a turn-based RPG on a budget, but it gets passed off as pretty well as a nice sort of art style theming to it. There's already too many games out this year, I'm afraid. Like, that's a cool concept, but I wish that had been revealed sooner. Actually, to be fair, like with Cruising Blast and all that, like there's too many good games that were already out. So it's a shame. Like if some of these should have been revealed earlier on in the year. Like too many people are releasing their games in the later half of the year, and there's too much competition at that point. Man, a lot of games are like having these sudden launches in just in the following month. I don't think it's a great idea, sort of, personally. Like, it doesn't give you time to prepare, and, you know, there's, like, often conflicting schedules and all that. As I've said, I've made my opinion on Hyrule Warriors sort of clear sort of thing. I like the first game on the Wii U, but I have no interest in the Breath of the Wild universe and setting, so a purely Breath of the Wild focused Hyrule Warriors does nothing for me. But I'll see who they reveal, see if there's anything of interest there, but it's, in theory, Breath of the Wild on focus, so.
Ready?
Oh! Chocobo Racing! That's really cool! Please don't say you're going to do an Octopath. Wow, Square Enix is dominating this. I've never actually played a Chocobo Racing game, but I've enjoyed, like, the Chocobo games. Like, there was this Chocobo game on the DS, which was a lot of fun, and a cool card mechanic game that was underutilized, honestly. Would have actually liked a whole game dedicated to it. Had good things about the original racing game. Apparently had like a pretty in-depth story mode for a racing game at the time. And hey, I always loved the black mage design. And the classic white mage design, you know, the pink hair was also really cool. Hey, there's was it Gilgamesh?
Engine customization options will be available, as well
That's
as
cool. Yeah, let me guess, you're going to say October or November this year. Like, if you say next year, I might consider it. But honestly, yeah, I mean, heck, I've already got a racing game put up for Christmas in the form of Cruising Blast. I'm looking forward to. Yeah, okay, that's worth considering then. Highly likely. Unless, you know, tons of 2022 games come out. Oh, okay, it's going to be revealed October 5th. I won't watch that presentation, but not else so far. I see. When everyone disappears from the mall, the world is going to be taken over by Twitter birds. Even with everyone dead, Twitter consumes everything it touches. Terrible. Now, that'd be a bit weird for a big C. Kirby! Wait, Kirby? What? How did any of that connect to Kirby unless this is, like, based on, like, Shiver Star, but not Frozen? Woo! It kind of reminds me of Crash Bandicoot here, honestly. Hey, Kirby! Oh, and they did go the 3D direction. Kirby in the Forgotten Land. Unsure, like, I think it's worth taking the risk in a change of direction, but at the same time, 3D, not a huge fan. It looks more like Super Mario 3D World-esque 3D, though, which, kind of satisfies me. Like, you know, I'm not, you know, like, I feared, like, a big open world game, and admittedly it does look very open-ended here, rather than level-based, but at the same time, the way the platforming is structured feels rather Super Mario 3D World-esque, and I love 3D World. I just fear that it will lack the sort of like flow that a 2D platformer has. Linearity offers a good sort of swiftness to the progression of everything. Oh, hey, Neil comes back on, and they found a pretty inventive use for it in the 3D environment. Hey, Ice. I mean, I expected Ice to return, but still really nice. Love the graphics, but again, it looks a bit more open-ended than I'd like. I think it's going to be very hard to top Kirby's Star. Interesting direction, kind of expected. You know, they've been hinting at this for a while. I'm not sure about the sort of more. It looks very open rather than a like I wouldn't have minded a 3D gameplay like a Super Mario 3D World-esque. You know, if it was linear level by level sort of thing, but. This definitely looks like a broad, open world, you know, Mario 64 style thing, which worries me. Not a big fan of those sort of games typically. But hey, it's got a nice soon release date. Oh, and I can tell the little Hurricane about this. He'll be super ecstatic about that. Chelsea breakfast, I'm trying.
2020年の発売以降、世界中の多くの方にお楽しみいただいている
It's a bit stronger, but not like in an overwhelming way. Its flavour is distinct.
配信に先駆けてアップデートの内容を詳しくご紹介する
Like it's a strong tea, but it's not like immediate strong. It kind of like gently springs up on the tongue and then sort of flows throughout in like it's a gradual strength, and it's a distinct strength. It's not quite the same that I'm used to, sort of thing. I'm not sure, quite 100% sure how to put it. I mean, gradual strength, yeah, that's obvious, but it's like I guess you could say a sharpness to it. It's there's just a different sort of like flavour to it than you'd get from an English breakfast, and pretty neat. That's a pretty unique choice. So yeah, I actually really like the Chelsea breakfast. It's English breakfast to a degree, but with a twist, with a gradual growing
These additions
stronger
come
taste to it.
swinging
Oh, cloud
to
version.
people
Man,
into the
yeah, getting the short end
cloud
switch
version
here.
of Dying Light 2, Stay Human. You'll need
It seems like a lot of companies
to
are trying to push the concept of the cloud version. I bet perhaps to make up for the Switch not being as strong as the other systems, but
explore a
still.
liberty.
Oh, that's the Triangle
In
game.
Triangle
Project
Strategy,
Triangle.
a fiery chronicle
Triangle
of
Strategy,
war
yeah.
presents
They have a
a
tendency to
stunning
stick with the original project names nowadays. Admittedly, a lot of the project names they come up with are actually
Your
fairly
action
decent.
riveting story that changes based on the
Yeah, it's an
decisions you make.
SRPG specifically, and I know I'm not very good at those.
Where
And
will your
as much as I love the art style, Octopath Traveler ended up being a bit of a disappointment. Their emphasis
In
on
response to
the
survey about
freedom
the
of
demo
choice
released
ended
in
up
February
hurting it
this
more than
year,
anything.
The game has been fine-tuned, streamlined.
It is nice they take
and
back the
loading
feedback
times.
they hear from people and actually incorporate in the game. It's really
More
it's sort of
details
like
will
neat
be
sort of see
available
this
soon on the game's
developer
official
sort of
website.
like relationship with the fan sort of thing. Oh, Dread stuff as I was expecting. Like, you know, they've been really pushing Metroid Dread, which is funny because for Metroid fans, just saying Metroid 5 is an actual thing, that they're finally continuing the story of Metroid, was more than enough to get people sort of immediately going, I'm going to buy this immediately. My interest in the game, and Rafi's and Kiris's, mine and Rafi's interest in the game is the fact that it looks quite fusion-inspired. Rafi seems pretty keen on the game. Kiris would also like the game. He played I'm pretty sure he played and completed the 3DS Samus Metroid game. Yeah, I never played the 3DS Metroid game, but Kiris did. And hey, Craig, you're back. They managed to finally find a use for you, rather than, you know, just using Ridley for their 1,000th time. Oh, come on, who are we kidding? Ridley's going to reappear. He's just too cool of a character.
The most powerful bounty hunter in the galaxy.
Yeah, this is the American trailer that I was familiar with. Like, the UK and PAL Region 1 didn't have this voice acting at all. Okay, I'm a little worried about the new content with a new membership. It should be added on to the existing membership without any additional fees, really. N64 games. You're better off actually just getting a Wii U, honestly, which I do have to play a lot of the games. The Wii U actually is a much better virtual console than what the Nintendo Switch has. Oh, he's sending punishment from the get-go. That's awesome. Had some fun times with Star Fox 64 online. Well, not online, but, you know, at a family friend's house when I was younger as well. Oh, Mega Drive added to it as well. Streets of Rage, yeah. Shinobi, I've really enjoyed Shinobi 3. That's Shining Force, Echo the Dolphin, Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay, like, is it additional cost though? Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be extra cost, whether Nintendo was struggling to actually justify their existing Switch Online membership. I say that, but Kirby 64, like, I love the story to it, but it's actually in gameplay style, I personally feel it's one of the weaker Kirby entries. But to be fair, Kirby's not really got bad games. Oh gosh, oh, so expensive controllers these days. That's not even expensive as they can be, but oh, given you don't need them, it's like, no, you can't. I couldn't like justify 40 quid on a controller. I didn't quite need. I'd say that I'm heard that Hyperkin are releasing an Xbox Series X version of the classic Xbox controller, and I want that. I really want that. The classic Xbox controller felt oddly comfortable in my hands. That looks familiar. Oh, is this the God Sim one?
The classic Super NES game ActRaiser returns on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I believe this is like the God Sim / side-scrolling RPG, or at least I believe it is. Yeah, you got the fairy which activates on the overworld, you know, helps the citizens, and it increases your abilities in the actual levels and such.
Master swordsmanship and magic to
Gotta say, I love the graphical style of it. They've polished it up a bit nice.
The world-building creations they destroyed to make way for new ones, creating a flourishing civilization.
Flourishing civilization kills a bunch of people with a lightning strike. Are you sure you're the merciful god here? Well, a lot of anime-esque games. I'm pretty sure I saw Rune Factory there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Rune Factory. I say that, and then it suddenly goes into car games. Hot Wheels. Oh, and I thought it was Hot Wheels was usually like a top-down one. Like I said, I've already got a race for this year. I got Cruisin'. I mean, it's put up for Christmas because too many games were coming out. Because like WarioWare, I was already playing. I mean, I've already kind of completed WarioWare technically. Like at this point, it's more like the thing to do with WarioWare is actually to do with second people. Rune Factory, it survived. That is such a huge surprise. And it looks pretty nice. Mum had a fun time playing it. And of course, Rafi had fun with it. Oh, so is it not going to be Chris Miles? I'm sorry, what? What?
ですね。
Okay, I was having to check black. Okay, so I'm somehow knowing a few more actors than expected. Okay, this is weird. This is really weird. So just funny picturing that guy's face as the person voice behind Toad. Oh, okay, so Charles Martinet is going to have a role in it. Bit weird that he's going to be not going to be voicing his main role, but okay, I'm not sure what to do with this information. I kind of wish I had a surprised face. Do I have a surprise face reaction? I kind of feel I should have a surprise face reaction. I do have a surprise face, but maybe confused should really be the fit, a reaction face for it. Absolutely puzzled. Bowser doing roles of Jetpack as well. That was Splatoon 3 stuff. I completely forgot that they'd probably show this off. I mean, you know, Splatoon's pretty popular in Japan and all that sort of thing, and this game was announced. And none of it was shown off at E3 at all, I don't think. Yeah, none of it was shown off the E3, so yeah, it makes sense that it'd have a bit of a showcasing here. That's a cool new weapon. Splatoon 2 didn't do much for me, honestly. I feel like, honestly, I can't quite get into Splatoon without the Wii U gamepad. Didn't quite click with me. Also, Splatoon 2 story mode is quite tricky unless you've already played Splatoon 1, gotta say. Like, it definitely goes in with the mindset of you've already played the first game. Like, Splatoon 1 was almost like, had some tutorial-esque feel to it. Splatoon 2 has none of that, it just throws you in the deep end. I wonder if DJ Octavia will be the villain in this one as well. Like, he's been such a recurring character that he could probably do well, you know, appearing in other games and cameos and such now. Kaliberi, nice to see him back. Yeah, that's influence from the Splatfest they had, the final Splatfest they had in Splatoon 2, or the peak final Splatfest. I think they had some other Splatfests, so like infrequently since then, but they're popular in every territory in Splatoon. Like, we've not had an area where they've shown where it isn't popular. But of course, the Switch has always had a tough act to follow, with the Wii U being just such a perfectly designed sort of like controller to it. Oh, Bayonetta free stuff. So not really something that's really got my interest. Like, it's weird. I've played the Bayonetta 2 demo and it was really good, but playing Bayonetta 1, I don't know, it just didn't click with me. It was this weird difficulty curve where it's like either too hard or too easy, and they judge you way too harshly at the end of a level. But yeah, like I said, like I lowered the difficulty and then it became too easy, but I had the difficulty on standard, and it was like, not like I couldn't beat the levels, but I kept getting terrible scores for just getting hit like once or twice. It was a diabolical experience with that Astral Chain. Gosh, I did not like that game, despite its potential of its detective mechanics sort of thing. I mean, I'm just not a fan of playing games. Wonderful 101 is the only one that I'm a big fan that I really enjoyed. But then again, I also really enjoyed Wonderful 101 because it was on the Wii U. This isn't Bayonetta. This is Astral Chain, isn't it? Yeah, it's a... Wait, no, is it Bayonetta? Okay, that's a dog from Astral Chain. Okay, so it is Bayonetta. Okay. The dog mascot was from Astral Chain, though. Oh, never knew haircut change.
Seems I'm unfashionably late.
You know, one of I think part of what made it so fun was the usage of the Wii U gamepads, which is like, it's a game I couldn't fathom playing without the gamepad, which is why I never bothered with the HD remaster at all. Because of course there was no, you know, gamepad. It's sort of like touch controls with the stylus. I imagine the Switch does have touch controls, a feature possible with it, but it'd be finger only, and I hate that concept. So a kind of interesting Nintendo Direct, obviously not quite as big as the E3, unsurprising. Yeah, it's like strange because like Kirby is like something that I was really looking forward to, and you know I am looking forward to it. It's just like I'm worried about its direction because it really doesn't seem my sort of thing. Like, you know, a lot of Nintendo games went in a direction that I'm not a fan of as of late. And Kirby like has been the one mainstay that has always kept itself as a style that I've enjoyed. So it trying to go in a more open world design sort of direction is really worrying because like I don't want Kirby to go down a path that I don't like because like there's not many Nintendo franchises which aren't going down that sort of route. Again, like Zelda went with Breath of the Wild, Mario went with Super Mario Odyssey, nothing I'm particularly enjoy. Pokemon Sword and Shield was frankly a bit of a disappointment. Racing Kirby are the big things, but I gotta say the card game thing is really cool, but it just comes out too soon with its October thing. Real heavy Square Enix Direct. Are you sure this wasn't the Square Enix presentation by mistake? Forgotten to see, I believe it was. Pretty cool. The Chocobo GB race, pretty cool. The card game stuff, pretty cool, but it comes out way too soon. And I think there was one or two others that caught my eye. And you know, Metroid Dread I'm still excited for, but I feel like they're trying to spoil too much sort of thing. Like, there's a bit of a mystery, but you kind of want to get hit with the mystery as you go in. But I suppose they're trying to get more and more people into the Metroid Dread sort of thing, not just like people who already have knowledge of it. Though, to be fair, who doesn't already have knowledge of a bunch of these games with, when they're sitting down watching a Nintendo Direct? Yeah, it was pretty good. 7 out of 10, let's say. Yeah, 6 or 7 out of 10. I think I'm going to lean towards 7. Feel free to tell me what you think. Is there any games in particular that caught your eye? And what did you think of the overall Direct? It's emphasis on Square Enix games and big sort of focus on games coming out quite soon within October. Feel free to tell me your thoughts below. I'd love to read them. I'd love to reply back to you on them. And cheerio! Hold on. And be sure to, if you want to see more of my reactions to these Directs, as well as other Let's Play content and such, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I always forget to do that because it's Rafi who tends to do that, so it feels really weird and awkward me doing it. In any case, cheers everyone!